If you're searching for a wrestling podcast that's filled with fun.
This is definitely Davey Boy Smith's finest fucking moment.
He goes, he fell on his ass. He fell on his ass.
Couple of haters.
Couple haters.
That's staying in.
Wrestling nostalgia.
I will take you back to May 26th, 1996. It was a stormy night. The wind was howling.
Latest pro wrestling news and rumours.
We've heard about the situations between WWE, Sasha Banks and Naomi.
And hilarious tangents.
What the fuck is this? Not tangent off. No Samoan spikes.
That's it.
Fucking tangents.
Then look no further. Join your hosts James, Stu and Jonny and subscribe to Top Turnbuckle Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of Top Turnbuckle Podcast with me, Stu.
And me, James.
We're missing one.
We're missing one.
Again.
We're missing Jonny Large, mate.
Shame.
Yep. At least we won't get fucked up on the intros.
Yeah, true. We did like the first time he wasn't here.
It's usually quite professional, and then what happens is he shocks one of us with one of the intros.
It usually comes out with Jonny Large Meat and
something from left fucking field. Yeah.
Some loose connection to the episode. Yeah. But you are missed, mate. We are actually, in fact, changing our whole setup ever so slightly. For this episode, we were going to do a whole Christmas special. Unfortunately, because Johnny's not with us, we've decided to hold back on the Christmas special, which we'll probably be doing later on at some point this month, as we're actually recording on New Year's Day.
Yeah, we always do things arse backwards, so it's about right, really. Yeah. We do New Year's before fucking Christmas. Yeah. Well,
so we're going to hold back on our top threes as we normally would, our best and worst moments, Danhausen, Watchhausen, and our top turnbuckle trivia quiz. So what we're actually going to do now is a simple review, our best and worst moments of 2023 in the world of professional wrestling.
Yes, nice, simple, quick for you, and we will be going full throttle again. Back on it in New Year. Yeah,
but we have got a fair bit to cover from 2023. It was a really enjoyable year. There've been ups and downs. There's been tears and tribulations.
There's been one of the biggest, weirdest things happen ever. Really, when you look at Vince.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, we'll get on to some of the things.
Absolutely.
But, yeah.
But before we do that, I just wanted to give everyone a bit of a quick recap of our social media platforms. Please go and check us out. Give us a follow. Give us a like on Instagram at /top.turnbuckle podcast. On Twitter, we are at @T_turnbuckle pod. Facebook /top turnbuckle podcast. And also, I wanted just to do a very quick thank you to a few people. It's been a really, really good year. Our numbers have increased. It's been fantastic. We've had some new people that have joined us, but we've also had some hardcore fans that have been with us from day one.
Yeah, and I think it's important to acknowledge them.
My apologies if I've missed a few names off here. This is just a quick recap. We've obviously got to say thanks to Kyle J for all his hard work he does for uploading everything.
Very much behind the scenes.
Yes, absolutely. New Force Wrestling as well. I've got to issue a slight apology. I was due to go to a show of theirs at the beginning of December, and unfortunately, due to work commitments, that got in the way. So I do apologise, and as I said, we will be at your next event. Also, a quick thanks to the guys over at That's Why We're Messed Up podcast, Wrestling Megastore, Easy Way Merchandise, and also some of our hardcore followers, Jim Sangwell, Corey McRae, who we proudly sponsor.
Yep.
Rob Shepherd, Darren Brown, Gemma Pettit, Billy Morgan, Nick DiTullio, Rob Holmes, Helen Bell, Andy Pearson, Adam Bell, Jason Shepherd, Chris Bullard, Chris Blackmore, Lee Bowden, Lorna DeMarco Pettigrew, Dano David Cox, Old School Custom Figures. And the list can go on.
It could go on, and if we do actually... Did we say Darren Brown?
We did, yes.
We did, yeah.
Yes. But thanks, guys. Like I said, you guys have been there since, for day one. And you've continued to support us, help us grow. And as I said, if I've missed some diehard fan names, I am sorry. It was just a very, very, spur of the moment. It was
a quick thing that we wanted to do to say thank you and give back to you guys. Thank you very much for supporting us. We started this thing. It's funny that it's me and Stu just sitting here. We started this thing thinking that no one would listen to us. So
remember, we'd be happy if we got one listener.
Yeah, we're grateful for everything, so fantastic.
Yeah. And also, speaking of Old School Custom Figures, we ran a competition a few months back. We decided we wanted to keep it going to get a little bit more interaction with it, and also to spread a bit of awareness about the work that Old School Custom Figures does. They are amazing. They're so good. And we were very honoured that they decided to let us run a competition to give away an outstanding ECW hardcore legend Raven figure, custom design. And the question that we put out there was, myself and Jonny picked the same answer for our wrestlers in film topic, and the answer to that question was the Princess Bride.
Yep.
I'm sorry, and I still stake to this day, you'll never get better than Andre the Giant in that. It's fucking awesome.
Do you know what? I've never seen it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
It's not my sort of... it's very slapstick and very crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I love 80s films, but it's not my sort of humour. I get why people like it.
Oh, it's the whole... It's
it's a crazy film, isn't it?
It's brilliant.
I've watched, I've tried to watch it, but it almost feels like it's in different segments, all of it too.
Oh, it is. It goes back to the narration and then the actual story. Anyway, slight tangent, but we're good for them. Our winner is Sharon Elizabeth Rampall. Thank you ever so much for everyone else that got involved, and congratulations, Sharon. Get in touch with us, and we'll make sure that figure whisks its way out to you.
Yes, well done. Very, very well done.
All right. Shall we get started?
Yeah, I think we should.
As we said, it's just the best and worst review of 2023.
Do you want to talk about how every fucker's had COVID with the podcast?
Oh,
and that's why, apart from you.
Yeah. I think
we should really say why some of the podcast has been delayed recently.
Yeah, to quote Triple H, let's talk about the elephant in the room.
What, fucking COVID?
Yeah, James and Jonny got wiped out big time by it.
Yeah, we did. What made me laugh is, mate, I got neurovirus before it. So then I reckon I was completely worn out, and then fucking COVID got me. I've never had COVID, by the way.
Yeah, it ain't fucking nice.
No, it was fucking terrible.
So yeah, unfortunately we had to postpone it for a week or so because James was off, obviously suffering with COVID, and then lo and behold, Jonny gets it, and then and I'm just kind of like, well, no offence, guys, there ain't no way I'm risking it. But
I think Jonny said something along the lines of trying to do it, didn't he, or something?
I think something like that. Yeah.
No fucking chance.
No, you're right, mate. No worries. But yeah, as gutted as we all were, but health comes first.
Yeah, it's one of them things, unfortunately.
And we're glad that yourself and Jonny are,
I tell you what, I know that I do tangents, right? But fuck,
we don't do tangents.
But fucking hell, I didn't know that it was as bad as it was. Everyone goes, oh, it's just a little sniffle, and all this bollocks. That totally wiped me the fuck out.
I did my missus.
Yeah. Wiped me the fuck out. I was shocked.
Oh, yeah, it ain't fucking pretty, man.
No.
So if anyone out there has also been suffering with COVID during the Christmas period, we do send our sympathies, and we hope you're now okay.
Yeah. So this is only going to be a quick little podcast. This is just to cover Jonny.
Yeah.
But there will be as well.
Bastard.
There will be as well a Secret Santa, as we say. That will be live and hopefully filmed. The gifts have been bought, but me and Stu personally don't feel that it's right to do it at this present time without Jonny. So we are going to wait.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll be doing Secret Santa towards the end of January, possibly February.
And it will be worth it, yeah, February.
Oh, it will be worth it, yeah, because, yeah.
Jonny will like it, but he'll come up with something like his fucking Valentine's Day or something.
That's that clutching at straws thing he does. We
miss
you really, Jonny.
He'll think it's Valentine's Day when he sees my fucking one. Just to let you know, we're staring at it and it's fucking epic.
To be fair, like because you got in that, was it Nikki Bella t-shirt or the Bellas t-shirt last time?
I didn't think I'd be able to top that, but I have done pretty well. I think.
Yeah. And I think it was the reaction his missus.
What with the Bella one?
I can't wait to see what she says about this one.
The thing is with Jonny, right, is that he was turning around saying that he liked everything.
Yeah.
So I was trying to find something that he couldn't like. And the greatest thing was he actually did turn around to me and go, "That is awful, isn't it?"
Yeah.
Yeah, which I really was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, for him to give a reaction like, oh, no, that's got to be saying something because, well...
But if any of you do watch our live stream when we do get round to doing this, what I just want to preface is Jonny has actually said, and I want you all to remember this, Jonny has said that he will wear that out in public, and he is going to wear it out in public, and me and Stu are going to film it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There will be videos, photos. Yeah.
Do you know the best place you could go, like a nightclub?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Out to a bar. Yeah, wearing that on Valentine's Day. Anyway, that's enough with our...
Yeah, let's get on with it.
What can we say? 2023 has been a great year for it. Well, it's been a great year and it's been a sad year as well.
Yeah, there's been ups and there's been downs, isn't there?
Yeah, there's been infuriating moments. There's been moments where we've all sat there going, "What the fuck?" And holy shit moments. And you know, it has been it's been a really enjoyable year more than anything else.
I think the wrestling's really on the up.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the biggest things.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I said, a few years back, when I moved back to Sudbury and we got back in touch and started meeting up, and you started sending us all these, links for wrestlers. And I say now, even I said it to the missus, I'm fully I'm in. I love it.
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
It's awesome. It is a soap opera for men.
Absolutely, yeah. I describe it to other people. It's EastEnders, but with slightly better acting and way better fight scenes.
What I love it when you've watched for years upon years, and then someone will come up to you who doesn't watch, and they'll go, "You do know it's fake."
Yeah. Oh,
I'm like, no shit, Sherlock, and it's not fake. It's actually predetermined.
Yeah.
So fuck off and go and enjoy whatever you want to fucking do, which
Yeah.
is usually them just drinking themselves into oblivion. So I'm quite happy.
Cheers for that.
Yeah.
Ooh, refreshing.
I might edit that out.
Well,
What I
refreshing,
said.
but no,
No,
keep it in. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
can't be as bad as the last one.
Yeah, that's something we should talk about as well. On Spotify,
Yeah.
you will see episode 22. But YouTube, we will be doing some editing towards it because it is an absolute train wreck. We had all had quite a tough time, and Stu especially had a little bit of a tough time. So we wanted to make sure that he had a great night. And he got a little bit drunk, and
very drunk,
and we ended up completely veering off. And we don't really want to.
It's an absolute mess of a podcast episode, unfortunately.
I don't think you want to listen to 20 minutes of us talking about what our favourite turtle is from Teenage
Transformers.
Yeah.
Some of you might do, but unfortunately, we've decided that we are going to veto part 2 because James has enough problems editing as it is.
Yeah,
and quite honestly, as he said, if I edit the hell out of this, none of it's going to make any sense at all.
Put it this way, there's already, which you'll probably notice if you're long-term listeners, there's already a load of stuff in there which seems really risque. The other fucking stuff is so bad that it is stuff that you talk about with your mates and have a laugh, but we can't put it out. I'm really sorry.
It wouldn't be so much red flagged, it would be white flag surrenders. We've made the conscious decision to, 1, not release that second part of the episode, and 2, not to let Stu drink again.
I don't know. It is quite funny. We will talk about it. Me and Jonny will talk about like the quiz and what happened there and things like that with you, and we'll keep updated.
Which I'd like to say now that I am actually winning.
Yeah, you are.
Thanks to a hell of a lot of sympathy points from James.
Well, you did get 10 points for one right answer.
10 points for one question.
I think you got 2 right out of the 6, and that was enough to put you in the
much to Johnny's disgust.
And I think you had about 6 clues on one.
Yeah.
And we'd already told them, we'd already said it wasn't one person in the match, and it could only be one individual, which you had talked about.
And I think there was another one as well.
Sorry,
tangent
Hart.
again.
Yeah, it was Bret Hart, and it was something like, it was either Diesel or Bret Hart, and we were trying to tell you it was Bret Hart, and we had to give you about 6 or 7 clues.
And I was still struggling.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, if memory serves correct, there was another question that you gave us that didn't have multiple choice, and it was somebody from the 80s. And you gave us 2 other multiple choice answers, and I'm pretty sure one of them was Big E.
I think that was the other one. What actually happened was you were so pissed at one point. Well, not so pissed. You were, because they're small, I had to read out yours and Johnny's, and then there was a clusterfuck over. I was reading some questions to Jonny.
I may have got so drunk that I couldn't actually read the little cards.
Yeah, I was quizmastering and I got in a right kerfuffle. So I had 2 different cards.
You were reading mine
for you,
for me. And then Jonny thought it was his question that you were reading to him.
Yeah, I think
Jonny answered it correctly, and then I stole the point because it was actually my
I can't remember. I'd have to listen back. It was a clusterfuck. It was funny for us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll be sending recordings to you two, but I won't be putting it out public.
We can't put that out, unfortunately.
Okay, let's get on.
Now, shall we start with our best or worst moments of 2023?
Do you know what? I think that we should start with our worst.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Because I think that it'd be better to finish on a high.
Yeah. So, Jonny actually did write down some categories that we could go over. So, do you want to do that in that order?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
So, to start with, we've got our worst wrestler of 2023. I've got to admit, mine came really easily.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go with yours then?
Yeah, go on then. Why not? Mine came to me quite easily. Because, I've never really been a fan. However, the last stint that she's had in WWE I thought was utterly atrocious. And it's going to sound horrible to say I'm so happy she's gone. But it's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever worked out for her.
No. I think, unfortunately, that ego from UFC carried on.
I think it's her on fucking Twitter as well. Keep, slandering the business. I don't know if she was trying to think that she was doing a shoot.
It didn't work.
Yeah, it nah.
Even when she was portrayed as a face, didn't work. As a heel, didn't work. I mean, the pop that Shayna Baszler got when she turned on her was was like a hometown hero welcome.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that was done really well. That was the Money in the Bank as well.
Yeah. Here in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've not got a lot else to say about that one, unfortunately.
No, well, I'll go with my worst wrestler, and the thing is, I'm going to go down the female route as well. I actually think the male side of wrestling, there's something that I'm going to preface before, has actually really improved this year.
Yeah.
When I look back in 2022 over 2023, I think it's really improved.
The women's for the last few years has outdone the men's totally.
I think the men have caught up this year. But mine, and I just don't get this, so I'm going to go down the women's route as well, is Nia Jax. I mean, Nia Jax has returned, and what a return. I mean, she comes into one of the biggest, like, one of the biggest
placements
talent. The biggest talent, and, like, completely squashes her and botches immediately.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it, guys. If you like her, that's fine, but I just don't get it. I don't get why she's back. And
yeah. No,
I don't want to be horrible, but yeah.
Yeah, that's not a great deal you can say. So we go for our next category, which is worst promotion.
Yeah. I think that all promotions this year have done well.
Yes.
I'm going to have to go with AEW.
Mm-hmm. I've got the same.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I actually think AEW have done really well, but I think WWE have really caught fire. And I can't give it to Impact because I like what they're doing as well.
They are constant. And even now they've rebranded back to TNA. I mean, Impact has been a constant. And they've had constant great content. Their pay-per-views have got better and better with everyone.
Yeah.
Their talent is phenomenal.
You see, I could go NWA with all the Billy Corgan stuff and everything. And do you remember Tyrus?
Yeah.
I could go there. I might go there.
That was a close second for me.
Yeah, I might go there actually.
Yeah.
Because AEW is really strange for me because for the first half of the year I thought it was on fire. And then I thought the next half of the year it derailed.
It was like a roller coaster.
Yeah, for them.
Down, up and down, up and down.
I don't think they were necessarily bad. That's what I'm saying. I think it was a good.
Yeah, I'm not stating that AEW were horrendous throughout the entire of 2023, but it was just so inconsistent. There was great, then crap, then great, then crap.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on one last episode, didn't we? I think AEW needs to get to that point where they still have the awesome stuff.
Yeah,
but then they just have the. That was okay. Yeah. Instead of this is a complete fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, next one is worst tag team.
Do you know what? It's going to sound harsh, but it's not really on them. I'm going to go with the Viking Raiders on the grounds that they're just not being used properly.
Yeah.
I know that it's not Ivar, is it? The other one's been injured. But I just look at them and, you know, they've added like Valhalla.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're really going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it harshly because I'm a big fan. When they were the War Machine and everything, I was a massive fan.
Yeah.
I just kind of find them really stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They as the War Raiders in NXT, they were brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. But they just... It's stale. It really is stale. And I hate using that term. But I've got Hit Row.
It's a good one. Just a mess.
Absolute train wreck.
Given a second chance and absolutely... I suppose it's harsh... me doing the Viking Raiders, it's not on their talent. It's on their it's on how good they are and how they're, and also one of them's been injured. I could kind of go for Alpha Academy.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. As well. I'm not a fan of like hokey bullshit.
Yeah.
And you've rung into Zawa doing that silly dance, and I'm not a big fan.
No, I can't be honest, I don't like that either. No. Next one.
Yeah.
We have worst storyline.
Cool, these are coming well off the bat, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think, and this is going to be controversial and I'm going to do it off the basis of that it's just ended. I think the Devil.
Yeah, good call. That was
It's controversial because it was really interesting, but the problem is I just think it was lazy booking in the end.
Yeah, mine also a bit of a controversial one.
Yeah.
Is the Bloodline.
Yeah.
It's had so many moments where it could have ended, and then it's carried on, and the whole lackluster of Roman Reigns performing.
Yeah, well, with us, funny enough, with us just shooting the shit, right, where we were going to say, I was going to use one of the lows as the Bloodline as a faction, because, I mean, fair enough, you want to carry on with Roman, that's not everyone's cup of tea, but the Bloodline is just completely, it's fizzled out.
Yeah.
It's fizzled out.
It's gone on for far too long. I mean, let's, prime example, Sami Zayn, the whole turning on the Bloodline thing, that was monumental. And then his title match against Roman Reigns, that's one of the biggest pops of the year.
That at that point was white hot, and sometimes it's best to pull the trigger and end it when it's white hot, so it's remembered as a legacy type thing.
Absolutely.
Going, into, I mean, Austin and McMahon did it. They went on for a couple of years, and it was always hot.
Yeah.
Eventually something's got to end, and
then we also have the Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
let's finish the story.
Should we get onto that later?
Yeah,
I don't know what else is going to be in there.
No, that's fine.
I haven't looked, so...
We also have this one took no time to think of at all. Worst match.
Worst match? You go.
Now, I picked Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar versus the Bloodline.
Yeah, I'm going to agree.
What was the point?
The
whole turning on Cody.
Yeah, because I think, and here's the reason I'm going to agree, because I think that we had that Vince coming back thing, and I think that really, really emphasised Vince was back, because it was a shit storyline, and it stunk the joint out.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
We were on such a high, and the whole, the brutal attack on Cody from Brock just made no sense.
What was really upsetting was when Brock come down and said that he'd team with Cody, it actually was really interesting.
Yeah.
And sometimes just doing the obvious, I go back to the devil, like two best friends, and then that one being the devil, is so obvious that it's just, sometimes you've got to try something different.
Yeah. And let's be really honest. Brock in the last year and a half, 2 years, has been having fun.
Well, Brock before that, in 2022, you have to look at Brock as if you were doing it, having a really positive year. I mean, he did the whole cowboy thing. And
which was hilarious.
He sort of reinvented himself. He didn't need Paul Heyman for promos. He was coming out with great one-liners. And then you turn him back into that old Brock, which everyone was fed up with.
Yeah. No, it's just pointless.
But they did salvage it with the way that they did it.
Yeah.
The best of 3 series.
Yeah.
But I think that comes on Triple H trying to then rectify the situation.
Trying to salvage and make good of a shit sandwich.
Yep.
But there's a couple of bits I'm going to get back to because they're positive bits. But we have... Yeah, I'm going to go with this go with the next one. We'll get the sad moments out of the way.
Okay.
So we've got saddest moment.
Bray Wyatt's passing.
I couldn't narrow it down to one. I had to put 3.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't see anyone this.
On the 17th of January, we lost Jay Briscoe, which was absolutely gutting for me because I've been banging on about the Briscoes for years.
Yeah. To the point that in February we actually did a show.
Yeah. August 23rd, Terry Funk passed.
Yep.
And then the next day, and I think this was the worst one, we got the unfortunate news that Bray Wyatt had passed away on the 24th of August.
Yeah, the Bray Wyatt one, I don't know why, and I always speak honestly and from the heart on things. I got a feeling I know that it was an accident, similar to Owen's passing.
Yeah.
It was that big a shock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, no, I do.
I know Owens was an accident.
Yeah.
But there's some really sad. I know it all like passing to sad and tragic, but there was something that was really cruel about that one.
Yeah, I think from a personal note, it's, and I've said before, previously, we'd all known his struggles with mental health as well before that, and he was very open, very honest about it. And after him coming back from quite a dark place, that return and that first promo where he thanked everyone in the crowd and the people watching, that felt personal.
I think the way I described it, or tried to describe it personally, is it felt like you lost a mate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I know that sounds really weird.
It felt like you'd lost someone you knew.
Like, I was actually bothered by it. Like, really personally bothered by it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I remember,
Gutted.
that All In was coming up, which we'll talk about later, I'm sure, is a positive. And I remember thinking, I don't know if I feel like going.
Yeah.
I know it sounds weird. I felt like
the same.
bad about it.
That was mere, a week?
It was a week.
A week after he'd gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And one last thing I'd also wanted to touch on was we have lost some big names and some very talented wrestlers. And I just wanted to read out, a few of them. And obviously recently was Killer Khan.
Yeah.
Miami, otherwise real name was Kristen Mitchell. Curtis Chapman, Eric Froelich, Sar Makido, Joyce Gable, the exotic Adrian Street, Mantar, Mike Halleck, Jerry Jarrett, Lenny Poffo, Droz, Bushwhacker Butch, Superstar Billy Graham, the Iron Sheik, Terry Funk, Jay Briscoe, and of course Bray Wyatt.
God, I tell you what, there's some names there.
I know. Yeah, absolutely. So let's.
And I think we should have a moment of reflection for how great those guys were. Some of those guys.
Absolutely.
Some of those guys we wouldn't actually have a business, and we wouldn't have a business the way it is today.
Yeah, they were very, very influential men and women there.
And there might be some people who would look at that from me saying it, going, oh, whatever, like that, thinking that they know better. Terry Funk and ECW.
Yep.
How much that innovated Terry Funk's involvement, the Attitude Era, where ECW becomes counterculture and WWF becomes Attitude.
The fact that he chose ECW instead of where he was at the time,
he was
WCW.
The established name that was there to try and
he made it.
Give it like credence.
Yeah.
So there are some very influential. And that goes past his NWA exploits and all of his greatness before then, like with Lola, Yeah.
Rest in peace, all of you.
Yep.
And thank you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Right. Shocking moment. What was your most shocking moment of 2023?
I think Sami Zayn hitting Roman with a chair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will admit that was a very, very close second to mine.
I think that we all knew it was on the line to happen, but I think the way it was done was perfection.
Oh, it was sold perfectly.
Like the absolute pop when he hit it, and
it was. That is a moment in wrestling history.
And then I'll give another one actually, and this one's going to have two sides. Vince coming back, and Vince McMahon then being relieved of his creative duties.
Yeah.
Because it was such a shock to see him come back, and then you thought, we're going to have to part with this. Then, thank God, he actually went. And that's not a horrible thing on Vince or what he's done in the past. He it's time for Vince to move on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time for new blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. My one is quite recent, and I will sum it up with 3 words.
Yep.
Hell froze over.
Okay.
CM Punk back in WWE.
I didn't see it as a shock.
I kind of knew,
Yeah.
but I was still shocked. I was still shocked, I got to admit. Because it was like, with all the shit that happened and went on with AEW, and like we've all said before, we're massive fans of CM Punk, not so big a fan on Phil Brooks.
I think I want to state that that's personally me.
Yeah.
I think I may have had a little bit of... I know he's got a huge following with the fan base, and he's got like a cult following.
Yeah.
I just actually feel quite sorry for CM Punk because Phil Brooks gets in the way.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now we go on to our best moments.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So, best wrestler of 2023.
MJF.
I had to go with 2.
Yeah.
And it was really tough to pick from them. But yeah, go for it, mate. Yeah.
Okay, MJF. MJF has carried AEW in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
Been the leader that they need and the star that they need, and has done this when we asked questions of whether he was getting stout as a face.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out with MJF, guys, is that his wrestling is so much improved. He was I never thought he was a bad wrestler anyway.
No, I didn't.
There are certain people who expect him to be doing like 720s off of the top rope and things like that, and he doesn't need that with his character.
He's old school.
Yeah, he's proper old school.
Yeah.
When people think that he's actually not, he is.
Oh, he really is. Really is.
Yeah, he's a student of the game.
Yeah, massively.
He's my wrestler of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, he was very noted for me. Very, very noted. But I struggled splitting these two apart.
Okay.
And that's Gunther.
Yep.
And Will Ospreay.
Okay.
Again, purely because Gunther has carried that Intercontinental title now for a record-breaking amount of time.
I think 2024 will be a big year for Gunther.
Yeah. And he has made it once again relevant.
Yeah.
It is a big deal.
I think there are players who have come along and stepped up as well to make the Intercontinental title relevant. I think that Gunther's the main person, but I think there's been good booking around it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, prime example, when the feud with Sheamus.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
You had McIntyre come into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Will Ospreay, just for the work he's done globally with different promotions. He's gone in, done his bit, carried on, moved on to the next, and I couldn't even finish my words there.
It's alright.
He's a workhorse.
Yeah, I actually think it's really weird because considering he's had the series with Kenny Omega, which was fantastic.
Oh God, yeah.
I actually think it's been quite a quiet year for Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
I think that. Yeah, I think him moving to AEW, he's going to have to come across back into the Western side of things.
Yes.
It's going to be really interesting. I think he could be one of the people that really, really pushes AEW forward.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah. Couldn't agree with that more. Next one is best promotion.
WWE.
Right. Now this is where I'm going to contradict myself.
Okay.
Because as much as I went for worst promotion, it was AEW. I've also gone best promotion.
Okay.
AEW. On the basis, and I did mention this earlier on, when they are on form, they are great.
Yeah, they are.
They are absolutely great, and that's why I've gone for them best and worst, because when they're great, they're great, but when they're crap, they're fucking terrible.
Yeah. I think it's a learning curve for them.
Yeah.
And I think this year has been one. I think this year, especially the latter half of this year, has been a period where sort of almost like really the honeymoon period is over.
Yeah, unfortunately, they started off the year, the first six to 8 months, absolutely incredibly.
Yep.
They were
doing well,
flying high.
Even if that doesn't reflect in ratings, everyone will go on about ratings and it's a business. But I'm talking about, and I think we're both talking about from a visual perspective,
Absolutely.
watching as a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. We have.
I've got. Do you want me to go on?
Yeah, no, go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to pick WWE. I think the reason why everyone always sees WWE as the big bad wolf. I think it's unpopular to pick WWE, and it's seen by certain what I call smarks as, oh well, everyone will pick New Japan, or they'll pick.
You'll try and be different.
Yeah, or Rev Pro. They'll pick something like that. I think WWE for the last maybe 1.5 years, except for that little bump in the road with Vince.
Yeah.
So I think there was a drop there.
There was. Oh, yeah.
During that period. And I think that's reflected in the fact that Endeavour have seen fit to actually relieve him of the duties.
Yeah.
I think the creative's been good.
Yeah.
I think the camaradary's been good. I think the matches have been good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think NXT has looked better.
Yep.
I think certain stars have been given an opportunity.
Yeah.
Whereas when I look back, if you look back, guys, over sort of the COVID period and before then, WWE was really struggling and fans were not enjoying the product. I think we are enjoying the product now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm going to give it to them.
Yeah. I've got to say that I also got to give props to Impact Wrestling. Now, obviously, got reverted back to TNA.
Yeah, Jonny will talk about that. I mean, he certainly watches a lot more of it than we. I don't know about you, but certainly I do. And Jonny was very much big on this year, probably them maybe even coming number 2.
Yeah. They were a very close second for me, as I think I stated earlier on. They've been constant. They've always been constant.
I think half of it is they're happy with the situation that they're in. They're not interested in anyone else.
No.
And they're just enjoying what they're doing. And I think it's resonating with their fan base and other fans. And I say carry it on.
Yeah, please do. Christ, please do. Shine. I've added a couple into here.
Yeah, no worries.
Shine out wrestler of 2023.
Jey Uso.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jey Uso. Jey Uso was beginning to get that groundswell. If we go back to, if we think we just talked about Sami Zayn.
Yep.
Right. Jey Uso's main event Jey, but he's really, really in the Usos.
Yeah.
If you look at him now, the way he's come on as a single, and he's still got work to do. He's main evented the second biggest event of the year.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Jey Uso, and I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yes, yeah. Can we just address the press conference?
Yeah, I mean, have we got a best and worst of that, or best moment? I think we should. Okay, yeah. So one of my favourite moments, and I did put this in the group if any of you saw, was Cody and Jay's.
Oh, it was just brilliant.
Press conference where they come out like little children and said, we may have had a couple of beverages in my RV.
Yeah,
celebrating the tag team title win. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking great.
That was awesome. So good. I've picked 2.
Okay.
I do apologise for this.
Oh, you're right.
I've picked LA Knight.
Yeah.
Skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And for how this next one has developed and gotten better and better and finally been awarded it, I've gone with Julia Hart.
I think she's an interesting one. I'll tell you what I like about Julia Hart. I like the fact that she is very much a manager.
Yes.
And she's got that mystique around her. We don't see that enough from the female groups, and how that can influence. Scarlett does it.
Yeah.
And hopefully in 2024 we can talk more about Scarlett, because I think me and you were very impressed with Scarlett when we watched her live.
Yeah, absolutely.
As a manager.
I've also got to give props to the recent storyline that Julia Hart's had with Abaddon.
I haven't seen that.
I find Abaddon massively underused and underrated.
Is this the woman abandoned?
Abaddon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I know you. Yeah, okay.
She is massively underrated, massively underused, and massively underappreciated. She is amazing. Absolutely amazing at what she does.
Yeah, I think Julia Hart's still young, and I think that she's got a long way to go. I would put her as a potential to look out for in 2024, along with someone like Lexus King, which is Brian Pillman's.
Yes, yeah.
Brian Pillman
New persona.
Jr.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have next is our best storyline.
It's going to be a little bit redundant, but I do think that the whole Sami Zayn Kevin Owens situation alongside the Bloodline.
Do you want a shocker?
Yeah, go on.
I've got Sami Zayn and the Bloodline.
Yeah. I've got. I would go with the.
Which is ironic because I put that down, the Bloodline, as my worst storyline.
Yeah.
But that Sami Zayn moment with the Bloodline reinvented it. It was stale and dead in the water until he came along.
I think it was white hot, and I think that sometimes, like we just said, you have to pull the trigger at the right time. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing with Jay, Sammy, Kevin, Roman and Sammy, the whole thing, from January heading into WrestleMania, I think it was fantastic.
Like you said, it was white hot.
Yeah.
Absolutely white hot. Yeah, mate, I can't add anything else to that. You perfectly summed that up.
Yeah.
Most underrated wrestler of 2023. So our next category is most underrated wrestler of 2023.
Okay, I'm going to be a little bit controversial probably because this guy is already what would be seen as red hot.
Okay.
Would you say? I'm going to say MJF.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm going to say MJF is because I think that MJF has completely carried AEW at this present time.
Yeah.
And I think they would be, maybe, this is my own personal opinion, especially heading into the last 6 months, they would have been in a lot of trouble without MJF.
Oh, massively. Massively.
So yeah, I know it would be someone, someone would look at somebody. I mean, the other one that I would say probably is Chad Gable. I think he should come out of Alpha Academy.
Do you know what I've got?
Have you got it?
There you go.
I've got Chad Gable.
I've got Chad Gable, and I've also got a tag team.
Yeah.
Which is Brutus and Julius, the Creed brothers.
They're fantastic. I watched them. I was very, very impressed with them.
They're awesome.
I've seen a bit of them on NXT, and I've been told certain things.
Oh, they've been brilliant. But again, they're that old school, much like Chad Gable. They're that old school wrestling style.
Oh, I think they're excellent. I was watching them in the recent. I mean, it was recent, about 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But where they had the tag team turmoil.
Yeah.
And I was actually hoping DIY would do well in that. And I was kind of miffed when they went out by the end of it.
Yeah.
I was like really happy that the Creed brothers had won.
Yeah.
And Julius, I think, is a future star.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the main reason I went for Chad Gable is, was it beginning of the year, that suplex on with Braun Strowman?
I think there's certain elements, isn't there, when you look at Chad Gable, you think he's got the ability to be a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he just keeps being given these stupid gimmicks.
Yeah, that's why I was...
I mean, that running feud he had with Gunther was brilliant.
I think we should say as well and preface this that I'm actually doing this without writing it down.
Yeah, James has winged it big time. Yeah. Like, fair play to you, man.
Yeah.
Fair play. We've got our best match of 2023. Mine was quite easy.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can if you want. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think that storylines engross you and it encapsulates the moment for you.
Yeah.
I'm going with the main event of WrestleMania, the first night. I'm going to go with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos.
Yeah. No, I can't knock that. Can't knock that at all.
I don't think I need to say anything more.
No.
No.
I've gone to 2.
Okay.
I thought I'd had 1, but no, it turns out I've actually got 2. 1 was because we were there, which is FTR versus the Young Bucks. However, we did discuss briefly earlier, and I didn't mention that I'd actually picked this as a best match, but it didn't resonate well on TV, both of us thought.
I think it was still a good match. I think that it was a match where the ending was so amazing in the crowds, the last 15, maybe 10 minutes, that you immediately, when it ended, said it was 5-star. I think if you go and watch it back, and you're not invested in that crowd, which we were.
Yeah, that crowd was white hot, man.
I think at the start they were struggling for... what's the word? Mesh.
Yeah.
I think they were trying too hard, actually.
Yeah, the chemistry seemed very
That's
forced.
the word I was looking for.
The chemistry just came across very forced, yeah. I got to admit that.
I think they were trying too hard.
Yeah.
They were trying to put out an absolute 5-star match, and they should have just stuck to letting it flow.
Yeah, absolutely. The other one I picked, ironically, you mentioned earlier, which was Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Phenomenal match. Absolutely phenomenal. Best tag team.
I think I've got to go on the basis of what I've just said.
Yep.
Even though it's not really a tag team anymore. I think I've got to go with the formation of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think I've got to go with that, and the fact that the history between the two, the way that Kevin didn't really trust Sammy, and the whole way it works out and the way they come together. Yeah, I think I've got to go with that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, absolutely.
It wouldn't make any sense for me not to.
I've gone with FTR.
Yeah, I mean, on a that was going to be my other pick, like plucking them out my fucking head, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think going on body of work.
Yeah.
I think FTR all the way.
Yeah. Again, same with the whole, like you said, body of work, and as well ending 2022 that dog collar match against the Briscoes. I mean that was, for me, that was such an emotional match, and then obviously we lose Jay.
Yeah.
And that that was an amazing end to.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the crowd to see the FTR, which I was absolutely fascinated by, to see them.
It was beautiful to see the tribute armbands that they did as well.
Yeah, and see how they've even risen above what they were when they were the Revival in NXT. They've just come on leaps and bounds.
Oh, massively.
This is the thing, if I had time to think about it, because obviously I'm doing it in 10 seconds, I'd pick FTR for the body of work.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I cannot disagree with you.
Yep.
And it is, again, just for their pure body of work. Yeah.
We got anything else?
No, that is it. We do have a few questions and comments.
But we've got best, haven't we, to come?
That was the best.
Was that?
Yeah.
Did we do best wrestler? We did, didn't we?
Shine out star.
Okay.
Shine out wrestler.
Yep.
Yeah, you picked
What about
MJF.
best match?
Yeah, we've done best match.
I'm off my head. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
I'm just
So, I posted a little while ago on the group page on Facebook. We're about to record our 2023 review. What's your best and worst moments in pro wrestling? And drop us some listener questions. Jonny got back to us straight away. He bombarded us with a load of questions.
Oh, that's nice of him, considering he's supposed to fucking be here.
Yeah, fucking don't forget your reviews coming up, mate.
Bombarding us with questions to do the podcast. You should be the fucking host on it.
All because he's moved house. Shame on you. He's actually put down his a few of his best and worst moments. His worst moments, because we'll get them out of the way first. And I am going to read it out as it's actually said, because there is quite a hilarious typo in there.
Okay.
His worst bits for the year was the CM Punk drama.
Yep.
Which one? The passing of Bray Wyatt, Jay Briscoe, and I love this, Lanky Pofo. Obviously Lenny Poffo, Adrian Street, and Terry Funk. He's put his best moments are Sami Zayn turning on the Bloodline, WWE getting sold, the UK gets All In, Money in the Bank, and TNA's first show in 8 years.
Yeah, I think we have to talk about, and we can go into that. Talking about, like, unfortunately we missed Money in the Bank, but that was huge for the UK.
Yeah.
Money in the Bank was absolutely huge for the UK. It was silly the amount of seats that they, give out for it. All In was special.
Yeah.
Me and you were both there. It was a special event, and I think that's a major highlight of the year. I have to add that because it was amazing.
It was. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. Jonny has then put 3 questions. The first one is, if you could go back in time and watch any match from the past live in the crowd, what would it be?
Right, considering, Jonny, that you are just writing and you're supposed to be bloody here, and I'm going to come up with one off the top of my head. Knowing what I know now, if I could go back and watch it, Brett versus Austin, WrestleMania 13.
Mine would be on a personal level, knowing again obviously what we know now. The Briscoes versus FTR dog collar match.
Yeah.
The final of the series. Bray Wyatt's return to SmackDown.
Yeah.
That speech. I know it's not a match. I don't care, but for the emotion that was involved in that.
I don't know if he's going on 2023 or not. I don't know.
But that's just off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'm literally only just reading these out and answering. His next question was, did you get anything wrestling related for Christmas?
You will get pictures on the Facebook page from me.
Oh, and it's very pretty.
Yeah.
Sorry, they are very pretty. Did I?
I don't know. You have to let us know.
I don't think I did.
We actually all have, but the problem is one of our people isn't here, so we're going to have to wait until Secret Santa.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my answer is yes, eventually.
Yeah.
But as it stands, no, I didn't.
We're winding you up, Jonny, because when you listen to this, you're posting to us, and you're supposed to bloody be here helping.
The next one is a comical one.
Again?
Oh yeah. But it's Rob Shepherd's response.
Oh, okay.
If Stu and James wrestled in a match, what type of match would you choose? And he selected, for example, Lion's Den match, bra and panties match.
I knew. Did you know what? I didn't even have to read it, and I was going to say bra and panties. I know that people are going to say
WWF 1993 sticker on a pole match.
Read that, Jonny.
And then Rob replied,
Jonny, you want to be careful, mate. I'll release what that story's all about.
Rob then put, if someone could create that bra and panties match on WWE 2K, I'd definitely watch it.
Yeah. I'm only laughing with you, Jonny.
Oh, absolutely. And Rob has actually gone on to write a good one as well, and I think we briefly touched on it.
Okay.
Are you disappointed or pleased with the devil reveal?
Disappointed, because I felt that there could have been a little bit more put into it. I think that it being Adam Cole, I mean, been revealed now, obviously. I think it's quite lazy. I think that it's always two best friends. I think that was so interesting, that bromance between the two, that I would have actually liked to have seen that carry on and then have to face off against it in the future. That's my opinion.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I'm struggling to add to that, but yeah, it just kind of comes across as...
Put it this way, when we were at All In and they had that match and they were still facing each other.
Yeah.
They were still facing each other in a match.
Yeah.
How interesting was that as a main event?
That was brilliant.
Do they really need to be enemies?
No. And the fact as well that, Adam Cole's not 100%.
It doesn't, if you think about it, him being the devil doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Because they had that opportunity in that fight and that match, and it doesn't make any sense.
It's fucking lazy. And again,
because
this goes...
why wouldn't you just have hit him?
Yeah.
In the match with the chair?
Yeah. It is. It's just lazy. It's pointless. And unfortunately, this goes back to like why I picked the best and worst promotion of the year as AEW for both. When they're white hot, like All In, that match was awesome.
I think if you wanted to really go to town, even though it was obvious, if you wanted to pick an obvious person, I think Jack Perry would have been good if you would have really heat-seeked him.
Yeah.
If you'd have really turned Jack Perry into a complete arsehole...
I think he's done that himself.
Yeah, but if I'm saying, like, for promos, like, completely evil as you can get, I think it would have benefited Jack Perry more. Out of interest, it's not on a tangent because it is actually about this. Who would you have wanted it to be?
Yeah. I think the Jack Perry thing might have been...
I wanted it to be Jack Perry on the basis that you could really, really push him with the CM Punk thing.
Yeah.
CM Punk's gone off and made much, in my opinion, a much better decision now for him. And he's got that massive go back to WWE moment and all that. I would have used Jack Perry. Yeah, as controversial as it would have been, I think that would have been the better decision. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed his work when he was Jungle Boy, but I haven't really been invested in this persona. Well, we wanted that fucking Baltimore, didn't we, to come on and fucking All In?
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. Missed out on the Jungle Boy music.
Yeah,
Highly
I was
with that.
well pissed off when he'd heel turned.
Yeah.
And they put that stupid classical music.
You absolute cock.
Can you imagine Wembley Stadium all going?
Oh, yeah, singing Tarzan Boy. That would have been amazing. Absolutely amazing. But no, you shit the bed there, Tony Khan.
I would have left it. And if you think about it, if he wouldn't have fucking turned him heel, none of this would have happened.
No, exactly.
CM Punk.
No, right. No, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That really fucked up for you, Tony Khan, really. Because
big time.
if you'd have listened to us and let us sing all fucking Jungle Boy and held up.
Oh, mate, you'd have saved yourself a lot of bother.
Yeah.
Possible payoffs and this, that and the other, lawsuits, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on, mate.
Well, you'd have probably had CM Punk and Jungle Boy.
Yeah, you've had a hell of a feud there.
Well, you would have just at least had them on your roster.
Well, yeah, there is that as well. Yeah. I think,
Instead of them going to Wembley Stadium, like the peak, it was like one of the most important fucking events for them, and it was overshadowed by that, really.
Yeah, massively.
I think MJF wrote that in that letter.
He did. Yeah.
Like, I think he said, like, our match got overshadowed.
Yeah.
By an old man, didn't he?
Yeah, by all the controversy that was going on.
Just in case I can't edit out, just if you're hearing, we have a new puppy and another chihuahua, and they are playing, just to let you know.
It sounds like a parrot off at the moment. They're two parrots seeing who can be
they're fighting, basically, with each other.
Bless them. All I can say is I think we've summed 2023 up.
Yeah, and I think this is a nice quick podcast. We didn't want to leave you guys out, and we wanted to do something as well. And
even if one of us didn't turn up.
I think this is a really nice way to sign off the year.
Yeah.
And it's good to see you.
Yeah, likewise, mate. Yeah, it feels like it's been a lot longer since, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see you. It's nice to hear that you're feeling a lot better as well, mate.
I am, but as I say, you know, just going off on a tangent on it, honestly, I think that lingers.
Yeah.
You know, that I still don't feel 100%.
Yeah.
But by the by, we got through the podcast.
Yeah. So all that's left to be said is Happy New Year, folks.
Yes, so Happy New Year to everyone, and as usual with us, we'll be doing things arse backwards, and we will have Christmas and Secret Santa probably at the end of January, as things stand.
Yeah, because we like to be
but we will
completely
be
back to front.
we will be live for you all in Top Turnbuckle podcast. We will open the presents live. You will get our live reaction. And believe you me, you want to be there.
Yeah, we'll be putting up announcements as and when we go live for that. So keep an eye out on our social media pages. Again, thanks for supporting us for our second year.
Yep, in January it will be our second year.
It's mental. So thanks again, guys. Thanks for your support. Hope you've all had a great Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yep, and Happy New Year from me, and we will see you in 2024.
Yeah. So goodbye from me, Stu.
And goodbye from me, James.
See you later.